What's up, you freaking geniuses? So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to multiply together some scientific notation problems. All right, so I got a few examples here, so let's start with this one right here. So this one says 5 times 10 to the third power in parentheses times this other set of parentheses, 4 times 10 squared, right? So this is actually not too bad. The way you do it is, first of all, you multiply your leading numbers over here. So we have a 5 and a 4, right? What's 5 times 4, right? Since we're multiplying everything together, you just multiply those also. So 5 times 4 is equal to 20, okay? And then we're going to multiply that by these second numbers. So we have 10 raised to the third power and 10 raised to the second power. So as you can see, we have the same base, right? There's a 10 here, there's a 10 here. And then in order to multiply the exponents together, all you have to do is add them, okay? So we're going to have times 10 to the fifth power, right? Because 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Okay, so then this is equal to 20 times 10 to the fifth power. Now we can also reduce this, right? Or we can simplify it, right? How would you simplify this? Well, all you have to do first is identify where your decimal is on your leading number right here. So here we have a 20, right? So then the decimal point would be right there, okay? And then this exponent right here, so a 5, tells you how many times you're going to move this decimal point. Okay, the only trick is figuring out if we're going to move it to the left or to the right. So whenever you have a positive exponent, you move it to the right. Okay, so let me rewrite this a little bit. So we're going to have 20, and then our decimal point is right there, right? And then we're going to move it 5 times. It's a positive 5, so we're going to move it 5 times to the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's where our new decimal place goes. And then we have all these empty place values, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty place values. So you just fill those in with zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then simplifying this answer right here, we have 2, and then how many zeros do we have? We have 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then the last thing you have to do here is just throw your commas on here. So right there and right there. Okay, so then your answer right here would be simply 2 million, right? That's your simplified answer. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too bad. Let's go to this next example right here. So here we have 2 times 10 to the fifth power times 7 times 10 to the negative 8th power. Okay, so again, first thing you want to do is multiply your leading numbers. Okay, so we have a 2 and a 7. 2 times 7 is equal to 14. Okay, and then multiplying, right, we're going to multiply by this other part, the tens. So 10 to the fifth and 10 to the negative 8 power. So again, we have the same base, right? 10 and a 10. So we'll keep the 10. And then again, in order to take care of the exponents, since we're multiplying here, you just add them together. So you would have 5 plus negative 8. And 5 plus negative 8 is equal to negative 3. Okay, so then we're going to have a negative 3 right there. Okay, so here we have 14 times 10 to the negative 3. Now we can simplify this, right? So first thing you want to do is figure out where the decimal is on the 14, which it's going to be right there, right? Okay, and again, this exponent tells us how many times we're going to move our decimal. So since we have a 3 right here, we're going to move it 3 times. But in this case, it's negative 3. Okay, so whenever you have a negative exponent, you're going to move your decimal to the left. Okay, so we're going to move it to the left 3 times. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's where our decimal goes now. And then we just have this one empty place value, so we'll put a 0 right there. Okay, so then this is 0.014, right? So then your answer right here would be 0.014. And then normally we put another 0 right here, right, just as a placeholder. So then your answer right here would be 0.014. All right, let's do one last example here. So down here we have 2.3 times 10 to the negative 1 in parentheses times this other set of parentheses, 6.9 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, so again, first thing you want to do is multiply out your leading numbers right here. So 2.3 and 6.9. So if you multiply those together, you can throw it in your calculator and you're going to get 15.87, all right? And then we're going to multiply this by our other numbers, right? The 10 to the negative 1 and 10 to the negative 3. Okay, so we have the same base, right? We have a 10 and a 10, so we'll keep that 10. And then in order to multiply the exponents together, you just add them together. So we're going to have, I'll write it over here, negative 1 plus negative 3, right? Or in other words, this is the same thing as negative 1 minus 3, which is equal to negative 4. Okay, negative 4. That's our exponent. Okay, and then the last thing you have to do is grab your decimal right here, and we're going to move it 4 times, right? And again, since this is a negative exponent, we're going to move it 4 times to the left. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's where your decimal goes. And then we have 2 empty place values right here. So we'll put zeros. Okay, so then your answer right here would be 0.001587. 0.001587. And then again, I'll throw my extra 0 right there. Okay, so then that would be your final answer. So if you found the video helpful, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any other questions or want to see any other examples, just let me know in the comment section below. Also, there's a couple playlists attached that I think you'll find helpful, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you there.